But some good news for Conservatives. We clearly are the tolerant side of politics, and now the research backs it up as well. A new survey has found that Republicans are more likely than Democrats to have a close friend of the different political party. 82% of Republicans have a close friend who is a Democrat, but just 64% of Democrats have a friend who's a Republican. Honestly, knowing America and how divided it is, these numbers are actually kind of encouraging. I thought it would be lower than that for both sides of politics. Like when you go to America, they're like, do not bring up politics at the dinner table. This is a no-go zone because of how polarized it is. But this is the thing, the left, even still, even after they've fallen for fascist leftism, which is what they are now, they still try to claim to be the tolerant and inclusive side. But it is just not true. Time and time again, we see lefties cutting off family, lefties cutting off friends, and now the facts speak for themselves.
During the Trump-Clinton presidential campaign, Time magazine did a big story on how the election had divided families. And I mean, it was quite an incredible read. You had twins who no longer spoke to each other because of their difference on politics. You had a mum and dad who every time Trump came on TV, they'd hold their nose and boo. And then the mother-in-law came to visit and she started telling the grandkids that, no, Trump's actually not that bad. And they never invited her back to see the grandkids. It's quite horrific what people have done in their own families. I mean, politics is important, but it's not everything.
Well, it's because the left sets it up as right and wrong, good and evil, whereas by and large Conservatives are open to talking about other things. Just quickly, while we're talking about Donald Trump, there was a Freshwater poll that came out overnight. There was the favourability of Donald Trump in Australia. And, you know, probably unsurprisingly, 61% said they had an unfavourable view of Trump in Australia and a quarter said they were favourable. But 1% of people said they had never heard of Donald Trump. So the Australian population's about 27.5 million. Now, this would be the voting population they're talking about here, which kind of skews the numbers a bit. But if we said 1% of all Australians had never heard of Donald Trump, there would be about 275,000 people in this country who've not heard. Where are these people living? What are they doing? What rock are they living under? I almost envy them in some ways, but like, how do you not know? You go to the MCG. It's got 100,000 people in it. 1,000 of them have never heard of Donald Trump.
They're probably living a very stress-free, relaxed life, unaware of the problems facing Western civilization, the US, Australia. I'm kind of jealous.